allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call to order the Town of Hudson regular town council meeting for December 1st at 6 o'clock. Can I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Stadler. Councilmember Knoll. Here. Councilmember Chavez. Here. Councilmember Hammack. Councilmember Warren. Councilmember Biskins. Here. Mayor Hargis.
Here. Let the record show that Councilmember Stadler is here. She just had to step out for a moment. Are there any additions to the agenda?
There are not.
Okay. Point in our meeting for citizens' comments. Anybody wishing to address the council may do so at this time. Step forward to the podium, state your name and address, and you have 3 minutes to address the council.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. My name is Brian Blem. My address is 683 Poppy Drive, Brighton, Colorado. And I'm here just to make an introduction. I'm the new community affairs representative for United Power that handles town of Hudson. So I wanted to come and introduce myself, and I know some of you, but I haven't made it to a meeting yet. So I just wanted to come make a formal introduction and let you know I'm excited to work with the town. And if there's anything you need, I've left a card in front of everybody, so you have my contact information, and feel free to reach out to me for anything. We want to make sure we're taking care of our members.
Appreciate it. Thank
If
you.
anybody has any questions right now?
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Anybody else? Let the record show that nobody else is coming up. Consent agenda. Does anybody have any questions on the consent agenda? No, then I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Can I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Chavez.
Yes.
Councilmember Stadler. Yes. Councilmember Knoll.
Yes.
Councilmember Hammack.
Yes.
Councilmember Biskins.
Yes.
Mayor Hargis.
Yes. 2A, Resolution 2146, a resolution adopting the 2022 budget for the town of Hudson, Colorado, and appropriating monies for implementation of the budget for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the last day of December 2022.
Okay, thank you. This is the first of two resolutions that act to adopt your budget and to fund it. This one is the actual budget adoption. You had a work session in September. You had a draft that was delivered in October. You had a you had a hearing in November, and the budget needs to be, according to the town charter, must be approved by December 15th.
And does anybody have any questions?
I do. So I asked at the November 3rd budget meeting if we could go back over and look at redoing the police budget, as the detectives are working full-time hours and they're part-time, seeing if we need to reevaluate that and have one of them work full-time, two part-time, or two full-time, one part-time, and nothing was ever said. I wrote everybody, including Guy, Monday to ask about it again, and I didn't get a response from anybody except Lisa and Joe. So I'm just wondering if we're just gonna not care this time around, or what's gonna happen with that.
So my opinion on it is that we shouldn't reevaluate it at this time, because if we reevaluate it and put them at a full-time position, if they come back and they're not working full-time, we're still required to pay them full-time and benefits. Right now, they're paid hourly and no benefits, correct?
But they've been working full-time since April, so that's almost a full year. So I would,
All three of them? There's
assume-
three of them.
All
correct?
three of them. So I would assume it would continue. and maybe one of them would just need to be.
Maybe it's
full-time.
something we evaluate in the next year because it hasn't been a full year yet.
Okay, well, I only did my open records act from April. I mean, I could have pulled back and I'm sure it's been going on for a while, but
And part of the issue too is if they want to work full-time. I think they appreciate, yes, they do want to work full-time. No. Okay, I was gonna say, I think they appreciate, even though they're working more than part-time hours, the ability to not have to be here full-time as retired deputies to be, or detectives to begin with, but
I just think it might save money if they're already working full time.
What is their current hourly rate?
About 21 or 22. No benefits.
and it would be more if they're full-time because it would include all benefits, paid time off, yeah, the package, everything. So I don't think it would be more money
Okay,
the way it is now.
all right,
We can look at it this next year.
Okay.
That would be a good thing to look at.
okay,
And maybe write it up as what it would be as a full-time position with benefits, salary, all of that, and look at it next year, because right now I just don't think even with them full-time, they're not making more than, I mean, they're probably one salary for all three.
okay.
And they might in the future decide they want to go full-time or, you know, retire completely, who knows? So we will revisit that.
Okay.
Anybody else have any other questions on the budget?
I know at the last meeting, Matt brought up the park budget.
Mhm.
Right, and I did,
That, I didn't see anything about that come out either.
I did,
Was that,
I didn't send it to all of you. I did get with Guy and I sent it to Matt. Those two items that he was talking about have been moved into another.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of the
but
budget.
they are
Okay.
still covered and the money is still there to get the continued work done on both parks.
That's my only question.
Yeah. Do you remember which parts of the budget those were moved to? Right
One
offhand.
of them came out of your, I think Fund 21, I believe. And then the other was when we consolidated when he moved stuff from rec and parks and separated rec out from public buildings and parks. And we moved money into there. The construction stuff and any of the capital stuff came out of your capital funds.
Okay. So I mean, the money is still there. It's just not in the same bucket as it used to be, so to speak. All right, anybody else? Anything else you need to add, Guy?
No, ma'am.
Then if there are no other questions, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion adopting resolution 2146, a resolution adopting the 2022 budget for the town of Hudson, Colorado, and appropriating monies for implementation of the budget for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2022 and ending the last day of December 2022. A second?
It's been moved and seconded. Can I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Null,
Yes.
Councilmember Chavez,
Yes.
Councilmember Hammack,
Yes.
Councilmember Sadler,
Yes.
Councilmember Biskins,
Yes.
Mayor Hargis.
Yes. 2B, Resolution 2147, a resolution levying general property taxes for the year 2021 to help defray the costs of government for the town of Hudson, Colorado for the 2022 budget year.
Thank you. This is the second resolution. This one is to actually levy the property taxes, tell the county what to receive on our behalf. We did get the 2021 valuation. As I mentioned, the day after I sent out the final budget, your assessed value went from about 144 million to 149. Put that back in, adjusted the numbers, so your resolution is correct. Added it to the budget. It added about $60,000 or $70,000 in your general fund and $70,000 or $80,000 in your property tax special fund. None of those were earmarked for any expenses. It'll just go into the balance of the fund.
Okay, any other questions? If not, then I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2147, a resolution levying general property taxes for the year 2021 to help defray the cost of government for the town of Hudson, Colorado for the 2022 budget year.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Can I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Null,
Yes.
Councilmember Stadler,
Yes.
Councilmember Hammack,
Yes.
Councilmember Chavez,
Yes.
Councilmember Biskins,
Yes.
Mayor Hargis.
Yes. Motion carries. 2C, Resolution 2148. A resolution to the appointment of the trustees to the High Plains Library District Board of Trustees. Who has that one?
I could do it if you'd like.
Okay,
This is to, your town council needs to approve members to the board. And so this is just housekeeping on that part.
and did we have somebody who went and was part of the nomination of this person?
I did not make it. I was supposed to.
And you weren't able to make it? Okay.
Open them.
Well, it's for the Briggsdale, Gailton, Grover, Kersey, New Raymere, and Stoneham Region 6. Does anybody have any questions or issues with this? No? The High Plains Library District, if you aren't aware, is our library is part of the High Plains Library District, and there is a district board. And every year we have to ratify whoever they choose for the board to appoint them.
Okay.
Because we have that vote being that we're part of the library district,
Okay.
High Plains Library District. If there are no other questions, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to appoint Joyce Smock. I think that's who that would be.
Yeah.
For resolution number 2148, a resolution for the appointment of trustees to High Plains Library District Board of Trustees.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2D, Resolution 2149, a resolution adopting the Weld County 2021 Multi-Jurisdiction Hazard Mitigation Plan.
Thank you. This is something that the town's been working on with the county for about 1.5 years now. As it says in the background, on April 1st, 2020, the Hudson Town Council approved a letter of intent to participate in the Weld County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan. Since that time, staff has been working. It's a very, very big plan, and the town's participation is about 1.5 pages, covering things that we would do. We've already started doing it, for instance, buying radios that the police and public works can communicate on and stuff like that. So the net of this plan is if you are involved in anything larger than a snowstorm, you're probably going to get county, state, or federal help. We just don't have the resources, but what this does is we are participating with them. We do trainings with them. We're going to do a desktop training for snow events, working with hotels, stuff like that. But this is just our saying we approve this document.
Anybody have any questions?
This works in accordance to FEMA, right?
Anything else? If not, then I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve resolution 21-49, a resolution adopting the Weld County 2021 Multi-Jurisdiction Hazard Mitigation Plan.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Staff report, Sky.
I have nothing.
Heather,
I just had a reminder from Judy to see if you guys would all be able to bring cookies for Friday,
have to remember that.
if possible.
Anything else? Charity, do you have anything?
I do not.
Lee? You're sitting on the end. You get picked on first.
Just trying to give a little quick update on some things that have been going on. Major things. As far as streets, where you had asked that we try and repair the asphalt where the new ramp comes in front of Motherlode. We looked into it and CDOT was not planning on fixing it. That was the end of their project. So I need to get with Guy and find out what we can do. I I got to start calling on some bids on a patchwork on Oak Street in the industrial park. Wastewater, we still have a pump out at the West Lift Station. We had to order a new one. It's about another month out at least. We have a pump out at the Headworks, which apparently is the VFD, variable frequency drive. It is a fairly inexpensive fix.
It's a fairly
Fairly
expensive.
inexpensive fix. The Hudson Hills Lift Station. We are still waiting for some parts to come in on that, but we went ahead and started assembling the parts we do have. Try to get it going a little faster. Come spring, we should start a third of the town for sewer jetting. And we are having issues with a wastewater treatment plant. We've been working with Richard Hop quite a bit on that. Water side, the RO. I'm not sure what we're doing with the RO, but there is still some issues there that I have not started to touch. We are working on backflow preventers, the inspections. We've got 4 businesses left. We're trying to get those done. And the pump house. We had the pump house going for about 10 hours. And the small elevated tank, which is an abandoned tank, overflowed. Don't know how that happens, but where we tried to shut the valve off again, it would not shut off. We went to a second valve that we could shut off and we cannot get a key on it. So we cut the asphalt. We're getting ready to dig up the valve so we can move it over and get a key on there. And our backhoe broke. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. Any questions?
I have one. I don't know if this is listed in one of the ones you just mentioned, but I was walking the fishing pond yesterday and there's a loud noise coming from that one little housing thingy over there.
The
So I-
aerator.
The
aerator
pump
Yeah.
house,
pump.
the aerator?
Yeah, it was like a loud squeaking noise that was constant the whole mile I walked.
Because you don't have enough things breaking and going
So
wrong
I
that you
don't
don't.
know. Like I said, I didn't know if that was one of the things you mentioned or not, but I just thought I'd let you know.
You know what? That might be kind of expensive.
It could be.
So I don't know if it's just just making a noise or if something.
It shouldn't be making a squeaking noise. Well,
Yeah, it was like a
Somebody
loud
will look into
noticeable
it
noise every time you would
tomorrow.
walk by it. At the fishing pond,
Where?
that building, like the one building.
So back off in the
Yeah.
northeast
Yeah.
corner.
mhm,
by the
yeah,
windmill,
By the
Yeah.
window. It's the, it's the,
the compressor,
Yeah.
which is a fairly cheap fix.
that's recorded, dude. I just wanted to know that one recorded.
Well, I'm glad I could bring a cheap fix problem.
Anything else?
Does anybody have any other questions for Lee? Thank you for bringing all this to us.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate it. Sorry that you're having so many problems, but good luck.
Rains it pours, you know?
Thanks. Jay,
Just a couple things. I've gotten a couple calls about speed signs over on the overpass now, the new overpass, because we've been writing people tickets because they're using it as a launching pad now. So we had several accidents over there. So I contacted CDOT. Hopefully apparently they have to send an engineer out to actually look at that to see if they can put a speed limit sign on each side. We don't know if it'll help or not. I mean, the light barely works to slow people down. So we've been doing that. We've been working with State Patrol, so we got them to put a weigh station out at 49 for the last day. So I don't know if you guys saw that. They did both directions for us, which was really cool. They stopped about 70 trucks and wrote about $300,000 in fines. So we do have issues with overweight trucks and drivers and whatever they do with their books. So we hope to bring them down on 52 at some point this year. So we can take off some of those trucks and work those guys. Word's already out from a couple of truckers that watch out because you're going to get caught here because the State Patrol is working it heavy. So we're liking that. Also, we had an accident this last week involved off of County Road 47 and 52 involving a truck that dumped about 300 gallons of diesel. I'm working with the Weld County and the hazardous materials and the State Patrol. It belongs to the fire district. They get funding apparently for hazardous materials and stuff. They refuse to do anything except dump dirt on it. which we know will seep into the possibly the water source and stuff. So we have some issues. State Patrol did come out on behalf of one of our sergeants who has a friend with the State Patrol, and they came and cleaned it up for us at their expense. So that was good, but there's still residue out there that we asked the fire department to go out, clean up and cover up and use whatever the absorbent material is they're supposed to use. And they would notice no response on that. So I'm working with them, and I think it's next on the 8th. I have a meeting with fire and hazmat, and hopefully we can get this straightened out. So if we have that or the antifreeze issues and stuff like that dump, we can take care of that. Other than that, that's all I got.
Anybody have any questions for Jay? No? Thank you. Jen, do you have anything?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay. Candace?
I have a question for Charity. You sent out an email for the dinner for Fort Lupton, but in the email, the times are like 4 a.m.
So
Yeah,
that
no.
was not correct, and I'm working on sending out another doodle poll for you guys. I had set the times at like 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, and it did not email out properly.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, I'm assuming these are PM, but I wanted to clarify.
No, I don't think you need to meet Fort Lupton at 4 in the morning.
4 a.m.
It would breakfast, okay, before we all go to work.
Not even open yet.
Yeah,
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Charity.
you're welcome.
That's all I've got.
That's all? Lisa?
Nothing.
Maria?
We'll have the Christmas lighting here in Temple on Friday.
And don't forget your cookies.
And time?
Time is 6 p.m.
Is that when the parade starts? Yeah. Okay.
And the streets closed from 6 to 6:15 Beach Street. Is that correct, what I saw?
Sure.
5:30 to 6. Okay, cool. Awesome.
So we can't get here.
You'll have to
You
go
have to
up
walk.
Cherry and park at the school.
I just need a really nice little path and I can walk. That's not a problem. Anything else, Maria?
We have, I think they confirmed 4 floats. But that's not including the police and the.
Right, the towns.
Cool. Anything else? Joe?
I'm good.
Sarah?
I was just gonna ask if we're going to do anything about the email that we all got from Shane. If that's gonna be set for another executive session or what's gonna go on with that.
Do you have any comment
Did
on
you
that?
get an Email from Shane?
I got it forwarded to me, but no, I
Okay.
did not get it directly.
Okay,
That is not my call.
then I guess, would we like to set an executive session next meeting to discuss his email or?
Remember that he's not your employee.
Right.
Right, but I feel like it ties into some other things that are in the executive sessions already, so.
Well, we can discuss it.
Okay, well, we don't have to do it tonight. I just was curious what was gonna
But
be done
yeah,
with it.
because he is not our employee and we have no control or say over his job, but other issues we can discuss.
Okay, and that's why I didn't want to bring it up because those other issues have been in
Yeah.
executive session, so.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all.
Corey, I'm sorry, I forgot you earlier.
It's okay. I have nothing.
All right, you guys all received a memo. The residents at 660 Hickory Street have had an issue with water. They have been in here and talked to us in the past and asked for help with their water bill. Since we have, well, first of all, we don't typically help with the water bills as the town because we need the money for the water stuff. And secondly, since we adopted the new rules on how water is paid, these guys have had their water turned off for quite a while. I had Charity pull together all the information for me, which is what's in front of you. The 4 sections on that table were January, February, March, and April of 2019, when the water leak started and how much they have had from that leak, how much they owed from that leak or the possible leak. And the total balance that is owed now. Part of it is we did give one of them the county assistance program that one time when Michael was still here. Whether it's not helping at all or it only helped some, I'm not sure. They have been offered the information from the leak relief program. But part of the leak relief program is you have to bring in proof that you had a leak and that you had it fixed. And as you can see by the information in the memo, that hasn't been done. Obviously, by their subsequent water bills before things were turned off, the leak was fixed because the amount has gone way down. But we've never gotten anything that says it's been fixed. So what I'm bringing to you tonight is with the information that you have and the information on the water leak relief program, is there anything that you guys would like to suggest or that you guys would like to do? As Charity pointed out in this memo, the program is only supposed to be for the highest month bill, which would have been April. No, I'm sorry, that would have been March. And then that balance we would take down, let me see. Well, we would take down part of that bill and then they would owe $1,707, I think, with a 24.
No, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the $2,900 is what they would be credited back for the highest month. That third row on that table is what they would receive for the credits for those months. So that would be what they would be taking off their $7,300 bill. If you chose to do it for more than 1 month, then it would allot all 4 of those calculations and bring it down to the $1,700.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Confused.
So the 17 would be if we did the whole amount of the leak.
What we could take down for the credit each month.
No. 17 would be total for the 4 months.
Right.
If you went with the highest month, it would be still a $5,000 water bill that they would owe.
But we're still assuming there was a leak.
So my issue with this
Yeah.
is the fact that when Mr. Franco came, I believe he's the one that came to council and we gave
Yeah.
him the Weld County assistance thing. We also told him that if he was unable, if Weld County was unable to help, to come back and let us know. He never did that.
No.
They haven't supplied the receipts. And I feel like if we say, okay, this time we're going to go without receipts, there's going to be other people that have leaks that are like, well, they didn't have receipts, so why do I have to have a receipt? I think we need to stick to what it says in the water leak relief program. And I don't want to sound mean or anything, but
No,
the
it's
relief program has rules for a reason. Everybody needs to be treated the same way.
right.
If Weld County didn't help him when he came here and we gave him that assistance stuff to go reach out to them, he should have came back and said, hey, like I tried, they wouldn't help me, because then maybe someone in the office could have called and gotten a better contact for him to get help through the Weld County assistance. So I would say, no, don't credit anything back.
My question is when he came in and applied for the building permit, was it an accredited plumber? Like, was it somebody that he could, because it says that he's saying that he went back to Mexico?
No, that was a different plumber. The plumber that actually fixed it apparently is the one that moved back to Mexico, so he can't get the information that it's been fixed. The
But they
permit
never-
and the plumber was to basically go through the motions to show it was
That it was
fixed.
done.
But
Yeah.
it says the permit was never paid for and the work was never
He never
done.
Right.
completed
That,
that.
it was never
So
completed.
he
Okay.
hasn't followed through on
Right.
his portion of.
Right.
I'm
So-
gonna say no because he's not following through and just expecting us.
Come up to the mic and state your name and address, please. This is his daughter.
I'm Siklalik and I'm the resident that lives at 660. And technically my dad, he is ill, so like he doesn't remember most of the things. So if those things happen, like I'm the one that's trying to fix everything at the moment. And I came here to tell you guys if I could pay at least like 500 a month because I can't do the I believe 800 that you guys are offering, because also my dad, he's on disability, so he's not working. And I don't think it is fair, but it isn't fair because he didn't do his part is what I'm hearing, and he didn't tell me any of this, so I didn't know. And so I was just trying to offer at least like 500 a month because he's over here paying the house bill, the 2 mortgages with his disability check, and then he pays the phone insurance, and I believe he's still paying his van off, and he's on disability, so he's not really working a lot, and I'm the one that's trying to help him because he recently also got in a divorce with my mom, so it's just me and him living alone.
I get that, but I also get when you say he doesn't remember things, then I think maybe you should have come to the meeting he came to originally.
But I didn't know that he came, that's the thing. If not, I would have came and stepped up before and tried to do.
So when
better
did you
things.
learn about all of this?
Not so long. Like I know we had water problems, and I remember he was trying his best to do stuff. He was like asking his brother.
But you never reached out to the town to question it either, since your father's not reliable
No,
enough?
because I'm out as well. I'm always working because I'm trying to pay bills as well. So I do overtime. I work literally from 5 to 5. And so that's the thing. Like I didn't know until the water was recently shut off, and I was trying to do what I can to help my dad and I.
So the information that we gave you from Weld County, did he ever apply to that? And they didn't?
Because he did, because I remember I think it was before he got in a divorce with my mom. He was trying to do some things. He was talking about water, but I didn't really pay much attention. And then I remember maybe like a week before he was saying that he hasn't heard back or anything like that. Cause I think there was like 2 websites that you guys offered and it wasn't helping. And so when I heard about it recently, I was asking my boss, she was giving me some websites as well. And I tried reaching out to them as well. And none of them really helped. So that's when I emailed, I don't know who I emailed, but that's when I tried getting in contact with one of you guys.
That was me that you emailed, which is why I brought all this up tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
What I'm going to suggest right now is that you see if you can talk with your father, figure out exactly what he's done. Maybe by you talking to him, it'll help trigger his memory and you can find out everything that's been done. See what he's done with that website. If he's applied and gone through the website and nothing's happened, do like Sarah said, come into the town council or town hall during business hours and see if they can get you better information. Also go to some of the churches in town or any church that you might belong to. Because if you said you can pay 500 a month, now this doesn't include your current water bill once it's turned back on, but if you can get assistance in paying off that credit back or the credit for the rest of the water that's owed, then what is going to be owed monthly is $524
Okay.
on top of your regular bill.
Yes. So this is, if you guys weren't gonna see about the 500, I was also gonna tell you guys that I could probably pay like 200 every 2 weeks when I get paid.
Well,
You know,
unfortunately,
or-
we can't set up any other payment program. We've got that already written in the ordinances of
Yeah.
what can be paid.
I have tried so many websites that like my boss has given me to, and nothing really helps. Nobody gives me answers or anything.
Have you gone in and physically talked to somebody in one of those offices?
I'm also going to
But-
suggest that he reapplies because if the household was a 2 income, they would have accounted for your mother's as well. And if he's now a single income, it may change what they
Right.
did, especially if he's
Right.
on disability.
But talk with him first, see what he's done, see if you can get any information from him. Then come into the town hall during work hours, or at least call them and see if they can give you any other information.
Okay, but what if they don't do anything? Cause it's literally hard being without water. Like, you guys don't
I understand that. If your father hasn't even contacted them, it might behoove you to do so. If he has contacted them and they have said no, contact the town hall during business hours and we'll see if we can get more help for you, at least as far as other places to contact. And then as well as see about contacting if you have a church, if your father has a church, because sometimes they do help with issues like this.
I go to, it's called like Ciudad de Dios, it's in Lakewood, and I'm sure they don't do any of those programs that help.
But
You can
don't know if
ask.
You don't ask.
Yeah,
Well, it's because they're family members, so that's why they never really.
My
Okay.
other suggestion would be to reapply for the permit with another plumber to prove that it's,
So if I do
Corrected.
get the plumber, like say that I give you guys proof, then. what-
then you can go through this leak relief program and we can at least get some of the money credited back to you. Or at least some of the owed money.
And when can I bring you guys the proof?
Anytime the town hall is open.
Okay, sounds good.
and if you
Mm.
have the permit done, then they'll submit that,
And
correct?
what's that permit
Yeah.
thing that you're talking about?
I'm sorry?
What's the permit thing that she keeps that she mentioned? Sorry.
Apparently your father tried to apply for a building permit for the plumber.
To fix the leak.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, well, I'll ask about that. And so if we do figure this out by like maybe the end of this week, then like what would happen? Like what would you guys do of your part?
it will have to be whatever is available for the water leak relief bill or program.
Hmm.
So,
Can we get her a copy of everything that she needs to submit proof for?
Yeah,
the
she can
water
have
relief?
one of these
Okay, that way she
pages,
just
yep.
goes home tonight with something in writing that says everything she needs to do to get it done.
Thank you.
yep,
All right, thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
all right. Thanks, everybody. All right, citizens' comments. Anybody wishing to address the council on anything that was not already brought up during the meeting may do so at this time. Please step forward to the podium, state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes. Anybody wish to address the council? Let the record show that nobody is coming forward.
The motion to go into executive session. Pursuant to section 3.121C of the town of Hudson Home Charter for matters of attorney-client privilege, to receive legal advice from the attorney representing the town for matters required by law to keep confidential regarding workplace investigation.
Quick question. Did we already do the town reports?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So not to interrupt, but I was just sorry for my tardiness. I was at a homeowners association meeting. There was a lot of questions brought up about the water pump.
Yeah, you missed
situation.
all that because he
Yeah.
brought it up.
Okay, and then the town's annexation policies, those of people want more information on those. Do we know where we can go to find those on the
On the
website?
website. Jen, do you know exactly on the website where that's at?
The planning webpage has an annexation guide, and I can be your decoder ring if you or any of your neighbors need that. That's what I'm here for. And in regards to other annexation questions, you've got our comp plan, you've got our other pieces. So I'm happy to provide you some information, and of course you can share my contact information as well.
Awesome. And then the HOA requested that they possibly put the town website on their HOA management page. Is that allowed to happen? I don't see any reason why it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I had. Sorry.
All right, so we have
I
a
second.
motion for the executive session.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
I.
Opposed? We are in executive session as of 6:40 PM.